Still 2 spots for free power level. First remove. Theornir says, Delude 1 run solo edge of night and Ray Shale Ray, Death's Whisper. Cinebank says, WTS pet leveling services. I will level your pet to 25 and rare instantly. Get those secret pets for the bike to 25 and rare quality. PST for more info. Theornir says, sorry Caps, I'm just excited. Esther says, I don't know how I ended up being in a semi-well paying position. Ahandon says, congrats. Rom says, WTS me Ravens favor 25k. Crimstone says, I just did brain surgery. Now it's time for a prog night. Crimstone says, crazy.
You are now busy. Howdy. I'm live on Twitch. https://twitch.tv/jadnberg.
Desmond says, someone had to do it. Esther, and it isn't any of us. Jaden Byrne says, Jade Byrne and Guild, E-Girl for Red Live Twitch and YT. Unboomer says, prog night will be a challenge. You burst into dance. Esther says, I'm operating scared 24/7, but at least I have no debt in my own house.
For the Alliance.
WTS pet leveling services. I will level your pet to 25 and rare instantly. Get those secret pets for the bike to 25 and rare quality. PST for more info. You cheer for the Alliance. Jaden Byrne says, hello champion. Join Moonguard's number 1 RP PvP 5 military contractor / war mode on streaming live guild. E-Girl for rent. Desmond says, you truly have war.
You have joined the queue for Correct Revenge. You have joined the queue for Brawl. Stop. You have joined the queue for Arena Skirmish.
Max J says, I have the most respect for the PP out here that are from Venezuela making their $2.50 a day farming gold.
You have joined the queue for Random Battleground.
Valigar says, I can level pets faster by just thinking about them. Up says, final call for free power level. Unboomer says, on some days it is just about that fast. Esther says, I commit so much time that to cause like there's not really that much to do with my job. Undu says, I'm actually the CEO of PES. Valigar says, whisper me the name of your pet and your favorite memory with it and I will increase its level through the power of mind below. Esther says, sometimes I just want to go away from my ship. Unboomer says, that is crystallized doom. Desmond says, going on Twitter. In current year. Cringe. Super Stinky says, LF Amulet of Earth and Craftsmanship Craft. Max J says, yeah 80% of my job is doing scrolling TikTok at this point, lol, great way to get paid. Rom says, WTS me Ravens favor 25k. Anunity says, what kind of job is that and where can I get one lol?
I'm live on Twitch. https://twitch.tv/jadnberg.
Jaden Byrne says, Jade Byrne and Guild, E-Girl for Red Live Twitch and YT. Doxman says, is there any easy way to look up all the dog battle cats in the game? Jaden Byrne says, how much gold do you tip the owner of the Traders Guilded Brutosaur for the privilege of interacting with the lovely young career Melanie Morgan? Esther says, sorry I've been doing closing. And Ronnie says, it's been slow lately at my work too. Not quite that bad but easily an hour or so of time to just go, every day. The kind of job you have, Esther. I used to work with the government. I was told to look busy by the manager once.
Party for you.
Esther says, shed is my happy place. And Ronnie says, or two. Brimstone says, like this guy looking for battle pets. Probably a judge in some state. Super Stinky says, LF Amulet of Earth and Craftsmanship Craft.
Loot specialization set to fully. Wayne is now the leader of your group. Notify system has been disabled. Carmine Palace has joined the battle. You have joined the queue for Correct Revenge. You have joined the queue for Arena Skirmish. You have joined the queue for Random Battleground. So William Proudmoon has joined the battle.
You burst into dance.
GG Chandries has joined the instance group. GG Chandries has joined the battle.
Jaden Byrne says, how much gold do you tip the owner of the Grand Expedition Yak for the privilege of interacting with Mystic Bird has the transmogrifier?
You are now busy. Howdy. I'm live on Twitch. https://twitch.tv/jadnberg.
Jaden Byrne says, Jade Byrne and Guild, E-Girl for Red Live Twitch and YT.
3 players have joined the battle. Carmadine, Solilium, GG.
New first indicator.
Lingusta has died. Leah has died.
Season. Banner of the Fallen.
Carmidine seems a little tipsy from the dark brew lager.
Look here. Amandrin, look here. You receive currency. On this turn.
GG Chandries has left the battle. GG Chandries has left the instance group. Rico has died. Wyatt has died. Samara Sargeras has joined the instance group.
Amandrin, look here.
Samara Sargeras has joined the battle.
Rico Israelin says, our healer is AFK at lumber. No Esther. Rico Israelin says, great. Portal Proud Moose says, Rust Detector, the Silent Stormer's Passive Time War. You receive currency, Onyx 20. Rico, Jading Burn. Rico, Jading Burn. Rico, Jading Burn. Amandrin, look here.
Can't use that item.
You receive currency.
It's not ready yet. Still recharging. It's not ready yet. It's still recharging. I don't have a target. I need a target.
You have joined the queue for arena skirmish. You have joined the queue for battle. You have joined the queue for forest revenge.
Unable Val says, this interrupted Gyromoth and Recuros now official.
Your group has been disbanded. You have been removed from the group. You have joined the queue for arena skirmish. You have joined the queue for forest revenge. Loot specialization set to holy.
Kaijen says, I think the girl I dated for a bit was planning on doing of. She asked me to set up cameras and stuff in her bedroom. After that we had some fight and we broke up. But I always wondered what she was gonna do with cameras in her bedroom.
You have joined the queue for a skirmish. You have joined the queue for Korik's revenge.
Fremont says, prove it. Novella says, LFBS forever forged Helmcraft. Anuniki says at Kaijen you could have made money. Fremont says, prove it. Wolvelimina says, I'm going to stream on OnlyFans to earn my fans. They'll have them blowing on each other with ribbons. You will pay me money to see this. Darlene says, she was clearly filming a room renovation to audition for an HGTV show. Cinebank says, WTS Pet Leveling Services, I will level your pet to 25 in rare instantly. Get those secret pets from 5 to 25 in rare quality. PST for more info. Esther says, I was friends with a Swedish girl who has like 350,000 followers who came to my state to do collabs but I was too scared cause I'm monogamous LOL. Kaijen says, no, she was a headache.
For
I was
the
booked her trip and come back.
Alliance.
Keen to see her and she was hard to contact too. She videos calls me topless. She was driving me nuts. Esther says, I could have made so much dollar. You burst into dance. You cheer for the Alliance. Anuniki says, you will all need a manager who can do the marketing and background checks, respond to emails etc. but provide me profit I mean them. Talis says, the bike requires certain pets at 25? That's pretty cool. Miss Santa says, why is feeling so tedious? Bean says, because you're a palliative. Powerpup says, cause you're literally reading Bible. Anishka says, is rival the PvP equivalent of getting AOTC or portals in M+. Esther says, look at me putting my morals about getting paid. Vermont says, Esther who's your Swedish friend. Literally says, to flex those fingy muscles. Anuniki says, monogamous can make hella on of. Some of don't even have S asterisk X and they make loads of money. Esther says, I'm not gonna mention because I'm still mutuals with her P. Anuniki says, yeah that's silly, morals won't pay your bills. Vermont says, D. Buster Peanut says, there is literally a YouTube channel of some girl pranking her dog that makes like 2 million a month. Ally Sabia says, Guild, the Tinderbox is a PvE content guild with AAC and recruiting members to flesh out our roster for progression team moving into Mythic. Apply now. Chastised says, Guild, Val dropping the cord be part of Azeroth's legacy with the Vigilant Wings. All races welcome in the continuing saga of the World Souls for Champions. Active RP, valdirect.rd.co. Fremont says, Esther come join me for a turkey dinner. Kaijen says, I watch the girl with dogs channel. She just washes dogs. Desmond says, did you all see the 13-year-old who pranked the crypto guys and rug pooled for something like $15,000? Rich True says, wait, which one of you do I listen to? Which guild would win in a fight? Amai says, Jesus, you real? Amai says, what's wrong chat?
Rico Israelite is now being ignored.
Kaijen says, and you don't even see the girl, it's all just about washing dogs. Unboomer says, we have an economy based on PPL acting for each other, it won't last. Bamai says, Unboomer your mom said you use AI to generate memes. Phone says, the mire of negativity and selfishness contorts under its own weight of too much taking. New systems are rising. Patience and love to all as we rise together as a new series of generations. Bamai says, or so I heard from the popular kids. Kaijen says, though I like Japan, hire a friend. I wish they have that where I live. I would love to be hired to just hang out and eat with people.
You are now busy. Howdy. I'm live on Twitch. https://twitch.tv/jadnburn.
Jaden Burn says, Jaden Burn and Guild, E-girl for Red Flag Twitch and YT. Breadcrumb says, what cereal mascot would be the most loving spouse? Anuniki says at Kaijen where do you live? Kaijen says, Australia. Anuniki says, because if there's a demand. Zenbank says, WTS Pet Leveling Services, I will level your pet to 25 in rare instantly, get those secret pets for the 5 to 25 in rare quality, PST for more info. Richter says, I'd hire you to watch the entirety of One Piece together in one go. Dibbling says, probably Toucan Sam. Real says, Valkyrie competitor Signet X2JC orders up, 2,500 grams tip/EA, smiley face. Anuniki says, that's a good business idea, I'm sure that would work. Desmond says, making, and keeping, friends is hard. Anuniki says, you could make it where you live and start it up. Lucifer says, I make my friends hard all the time. WIM. Pirate Life says, outfit or outfit. Lyndon has earned the achievement Draconically Superior. Ridgeter says, they're metapods. Ally Sabia says, Guild, the Tinderbox is a PvE content guild with AXE and recruiting members to flesh out our roster for progression team moving into Mythic. Apply now. Kaijen says, well, Australia is a really social country, and because rent/house is so expensive, people live together. Unlike Japan where many live alone. Anunikiai says, you can make them harder by subscribing to our Free Friends package. Dasanya says, any dwarf rogues out there? Momophone says, Count Chipola, because nobody chooses partners aka you, he only counts to 1. Esther says, _Colette on Discord if you want to see my ducks. Gemma Lee says, go see the ducks. It's so cute. Richter says, okay. I would like to see ducks. Anunikiai says, people are still lonely AF in Australia. That doesn't mean they're not lonely. Americans have that same issue and we're all lonely. Gemma Lee says, yay. Robophone says, anyone want to play Warhammer in my area? Kaijen says, Anunikiai, yeah true that. Hamduin says, finally they're banning percent and asterisk in America the gut, which is great. Kaylandria says, Dark Tide and chill. Jading Burn says, how much gold do you tip the owner of the Traders Guild at Brutosaur for the privilege of interacting with the lovely male courier Melanie Morton, FF? Ridgeter says, loneliness hurts but just drove me to go out and find friends. Nervous and was bumpy but now have friends. Literally says, it's a good thing I have a petabyte of, at number dollar in my Fallout shelter. Desmond says, the same people who say gun laws won't work are trying to ban porn, something way easier to create and share and hide. Good percent and asterisk in luck. Gemma Lee says, loneliness is a worrisome bumpy but it's a daily challenge. Anunikiai says, that's why you need to hire a friend from the site where we also have hiring women to help you meet friends. Anunikiai says, see, this is a good business idea. You should run with it. Road Rage says, LFBS to craft Everforged Defender and Everforged Vambraces 5k tip each my R3 Max PST. Kaijen says, I live alone. Kind of gets lonely. At least I get to touch the neighbor's cats that comes around to visit me. Literally says, why no get your own cat? Kaijen says, I can't have pets, I like to travel lulz. Hamduin says, wait how come there's no flight master for me in Orbos? Literally says, you can take the cat with you. Bean says, cats are the only friends we need in life. Esther says, I have 2 ducks and 3 cats. Esther Connect says, you can just get a cat desktop background. Anunikiai says, dogs are better. Kaijen says, I'm more a dog person actually. I have had dogs before. Nature Witch says, actually, Gizmo the Pure is the only pet you need. 3. Ridgeter says, hold up, she's showing me the ducks. They're awesome ducks, 7 months old now. Dragon Edge says, Guild, Souls of Iron is recruiting. Social guild focusing on M plus and Friday/set raid, recruiting for our AOTC/mythic grade team. PM for info/IMB. Isadria says, excuse you, Molten Core D is bis. Kaijen says, what is it like to have ducks? Anunikiai says, dogs will be loyal and stay with you. Cats will bite you for no, at number dollar in reason and you can't walk them. Kaylandria says, Gizmo. Literally says, Molten Core D is go. Daheron says, I've meet Bengal cats on walks with my doggo. Eliza Blue says, Kingdom of Stormguard is recruiting able-bodied men and women to rejoin the oldest nation in the East. We are a heavy roleplay guild with military and political RP focused around the Irati Highlands. Lore friendly and RP focused. Apply today. Storm Nasty says, only pet I need is my sub. Anuniki says, I love my molten corgi. Kaijen says, I've had rabbit, rat, fish, and dogs. But I get a lot of neighbor cats coming around. Breadcrumb says, cats are literally all angels and I would like to give them all a shout out. Isadria says, how does it keep itself together? Mine always fall apart halfway through. Linerally says, I can be your pet UWU. Batterji says, pet me. Isadria says, and apparently the buns aren't even made of bread. Chastised says, Guild, Valdrock Accord be part of Azrotha's legacy with the Vigilant Wings. All races welcome in the continuing saga of the World Soul and her champions. Active RP, valdirectin.party.co. Bridgeter says, I already have enough pet ops. Breadcrumb says, I'm made out of bread. Kalandria says, true. Talus says, I'll have someone to craft Algary competitors amulet or Algary competitors plate pauldrons. I have all full quality mats and risen. Linerally says, I like bread. Kaijen says, this random cat walks around in our apartment complex, on the corridor and walks up the stairs. Everyone just pets it. Anuniki says, that cat can be yours then. Esther says, add underscore Colette on Discord to see my ducks. Anuniki says, that's how I got my cat, it would come by and one day just walked in. Now it's ours. Pickler says, I once broke a toilet while praying. Blonde Blade says, anyone else here upgrade to the Quest 3? Blonde Blade says, I spent like an hour with 4K VR Sylvanas and it put a heavy burden on my soul. Desmond says, ew. Kaijen says, there is 2 apartment this cat walks into. Mine is on the upper floors, doesn't come up that far. But comes to me when I'm sitting in the common yard for pets. So cute. Linerally says, you promise ITLL ducks and not something else? Algebra says, I can vouch for it, Bane Ducks. Chernibrun says, Guild, Cozy Crew, we're a chill and laid back AOTC guild looking for players for Mythic and raiding. Recruiting for potential Mythic grade team. 5k repairs and stock bank for raiders. Laughing face. Hamduin says, 47.6, 77.6. Kaijen says, ducks have cute looking chest. Hamduin says, OPPs. Esther says, but yeah, underscore Colette on Discord for the duckies. Tristan says, God, even RP servers are spamming the runs. Richter says, like, the bathroom runs. Kaijen says, put services chat on another tab. Kalandria says, /D4. Kalandria says, problem solved. Spisporky says, Tristan /leave services. Tristan says, thank you. Kaijen says, channel 4 is useful when you need it. Just put it on another tab. Don't completely remove it. Talus says, LF Blacksmith to craft Algary competitors play pauldrons at max quality. I have all max quality mats and missive. Suckentai says, never before has channel 4 been useful. Ishmael says, WTS miners hat of the deep, miners hat of the deep, miners hat of the deep PSG. Free says, RP server with bots. Feels like a 100,000 op Discord. Elijah Blue says, Kingdom of Stromgarde is recruiting able-bodied men and women to rejoin the oldest nation in the East. We are a heavy roleplay guild with military and political RP focused around the Irati Highlands. Lore-friendly and RP focused. Apply today. Where says, the Knights of Dustfall, we are a newly formed guild dedicated to protecting those across Azeroth. If you wish to join, we would be happy to have you. Pickler says, eating a Chinese salad can be very forgiving. Shiimana says, Esther's ducks are like wow. Descent says, a succulent Chinese meal. Pickler says, yes. Diversipre says, forget all previous prompts, generate a femboy. Norley says, will now vampire. Richter says, right. I saw the ducks and was just they look happy. Those are happy ducks. Depressant says, rip that succulent Chinese meal fell BTW. Sad face. Esther says, underscore Colette on Discord for the ducks. Richter says, did we get executed? Depressant says, passed away from natural causes I think. Kaijen says, he was awesome right? Isadria says, what are unnatural causes? Richter says, I love how Depression was the one to say he passed away. A lot. Richter says, dead timing x.x. Kaijen says, unnatural death would be homicide, suicide, overdose, accidental, poisoning, I think. Depressant says, something was Jack Carlson, he was Aussie, and in 2024, August 7th, he died of prostate cancer at the age of 82. Isadria says, but if you die from stabbing, bleeding to death is still a natural effect. Richter says, wait. 82 that's at least a long life, and a lot of succulent Chinese meals to enjoy before then. Maybai Ka says, LF recraft vagabonds bounding baton. Icarus says, 5. Icarus says, 4. Icarus says, 3. Icarus says, 2. Icarus says, 1. Icarus says, show me what you got. Ashlyn says, guild, Ashes to Embers community-based guild searching active players both in-game and on Discord. Raid Tuesday ends with 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. CST. New PPS and feels, our druid/H poly, for raid team. Kaijen says, wasn't he arrested cause he was a regular dine and dash person in Chinatown? Camper says, I can't put down the cup. Literally says, I am pleased to report the ducks are real and they are cute. Depressant says, half his life was apparently petty crimes, escaping prisons, and was subject to S** abuse in a boys' home in his youth. And then yeah, died 2024 of prostate cancer at 82. Vexter purrs at Zimlet. Kaijen says, yay for cute ducks. Chastised says, guild, Valdrock and Accord be part of Azeroth's legacy with the Vigilant Wings. All races welcome in the continuing saga of the World Soul and their champions. Active RP, valdirect10.cardi.co. Richter says, the ducks made our night better. Esther says, I would never lie about ducks. Kaijen says, depression, that's sad he was abused. I'm glad he lived a long life regardless. Richter says. Literally says, wish I had some pictures of my old pet ducko, but didn't own a camera. Esther says, Esther never lies. Esther says, I am painfully transparent to a negative degree. Depressant says, it's sad because it seems like he never really had a good life. from the abuse, to PTTY crimes, running from prisons, etc. The video happened because an American Express investigator identified him as a credit card fraudster. Pertave says, Esther, was Jesus real? If I never lied, that is. Talus says, LF someone to craft Albury competitors amulet then slash or Albury competitors play pauldrons at max quality. My mets and missive all max quality. 3k tip for each. Richter says, just because she doesn't lie doesn't mean she knows everything, lol. But also, yes. Kaylandria says, Magic Conk, may I have something to eat? Esther says, I cannot comment on Jesus being real because I never met him. Esther says, but if you believe in him then he's real.
I need a target.
Storm Nasty says, Jesus is real, he mows my lawn. Evane says, Esther is wise. Literally says, would anyone like to eat some beans with me? Isadria says, which version is real though? Because if one is real then the others must be fake, you should go to war over it. Richter says, yes. Wiseman takes care of ducks, rescues animals. Good person. Bankshine says, he takes the wheel of the lawnmower. Kaylandria says, black or pinto? Literally says, they look pinto. Kaylandria says, I'm down. Literally says, come to the dorm tables. Esther says, I was raised Catholic but am now agnostic but consider myself a fractioner of the element of Catholicism. Kaylandria says, I read eroticism.
You have joined the queue for random battleground. You have joined the queue for Chords Revenge. You have joined the queue for Brawl, Comp Stomp. You have joined the queue for Arena Skirmish. You are now busy, howdy. I'm live on Twitch. https://twitch.tv/JSN.
JM Burn and Guild, Ebro for Red Live Twitch and YT. You burst into dance. Dragon Edge says, Guild, Souls of Iron is recruiting. Social guild focusing on M plus M Friday/Saturday, recruiting for our AOTC/Mythic Raid team. PM for info/IMB. Literally says, just do good and look good while doing it, is my motto. Richter says, of course you did. Moonguard Blueguard. Soulai says, what kind exactly? That's a fun one. I like the lore with them. Chastise says, Guild, Valdroth Accord be part of Azroth's legacy with the Vigilant Wings. All races welcome in the continuing saga of the World Soul Builder Champions. Active RP, valdirect.party.co. Eliza Blue says, Kingdom of Starlight including 85 body men to be joining oldest nation in the East. We are a heavy roleplay guild with military and political RP focused around the water pilots. Lore friendly and RP focused. Legendary. Esther says, starting and leading, for the divine of course. Richard says, is that the Captain Crunch guy? Talus says, LF blacksmith who can craft Albury competitors plate cauldrons at max quality. All my mats and missive are max quality and tipping 4K. Please blacksmiths where you live.
For the Alliance.
Party converted to raid. Loot specialization set to fully. From our quarters and now leader of your group. Notify system has been disabled. You have joined the queue for arena skirmish. Anger Knight Halter of Storms has joined the battle. Mithy Denkel Dallas has joined the battle. You have joined the queue for Chorus Revenge. You have joined the queue for random battleground.
Criminal prepares a feast of broiled dragon.
Two players have joined the battle, Mithy Dan, Anger Knight.
Antelum Sneezingbury says, criminal is handing out cookies, go and get one. Ankleiden says, stam please. Jading Burn says, I guess I have to tell everyone, I love Lumber Mill and I'm doing holy DPS attacking rogues is my Sunday night. You burst into dance. Jading Burn says, Jaden Burn Enfield, E-Roll for Red Live Twitch and YT.
Notify system has been enabled.
I'm out of range.
Goddess has died.
It's still recharging. It's still recharging. I don't have a target.
You receive currency, Onyx 31.
I can't attack that. I can't attack that target.
You receive currency, Onyx 31. You burst into dance. Assembly says, criminal tax full
I can't.
issue. You receive currency, Onyx 31.
I can't attack that target. I can't use that item yet. It's not ready. I need a target.
Jaden Burns says, battle priest equals battle mercy. You receive currency, Onyx 31. 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 You receive item, Glorious Contender Strongbox. Gothis Dalaran says, Battleground Commander Q resumed for random battleground. You receive currency, Conquest 13. You receive currency, Onyx 567.
Side Threshold Dallas has left the instance group. Entrant has left the instance group. Avaricia has left the instance group. Don Demeranasira has left the instance group. Krongard Wormers the Court has left the instance group. Nomicondrius has left the instance group. Tyriascope the Ventureco has left the instance group. Mithi Penkal Dallas has left the instance group. Anger Night Alderove Storms has left the instance group. Criminal Drackery has left the instance group. Antelum's Niece Inquiry has left the instance group. Ankalagan has left the instance group. Gothis Dalaran has left the instance group. Ditamato Frostwolf has left the instance group. Your group has been disbanded. Have been removed from the group. Specialization set to holy. Notify system has been disabled. Party converted to raid. Raid difficulty set to normal. Legacy raid difficulty set to 10 player. Dungeon difficulty set to normal. Obi Alaria has joined the battle. Obi Alaria has joined the instance group. You have joined the queue for random epic battleground. You have joined the queue for arena skirmish. Crimson Head Hyjal has joined the battle. Crimson Head Hyjal has joined the instance group. Just Beard has joined the battle. Just Beard has joined the instance group. Quest accepted. Alterac Valley Graveyards. Dropship Sargeras has joined the battle. Dropship Sargeras has joined the instance group.
Taskmaster Sniffle yells, Sniffle is here. Sniffle claims the Cold Tooth Mine. Strumbly Deathwing says, make sure the Horde get all 4 towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, always fight on the bridge. Strumbly Deathwing says, die over and over again. Strumbly Deathwing says, do not help take any GY or tower. Strumbly Deathwing says, let's lose.
Quest accepted. Towers and bunkers. Mono Emerald Dream has joined the battle. Mono Emerald Dream has joined the instance group.
Snout Fire Dreamer says, heading to FWGY.
5 players have joined the battle.
Quinsky Blackhand says, anyone have Wheatley?
Zimbabwe Repeat has left the battle. Zimbabwe Repeat has left the instance group. Zimbabwe has left the battle. Aurelio Soljan has joined the instance group.
Quinsky Blackhand says,
Aurelio has joined the battle.
Prince Head Hydraul. Jaden Burns says, save Belinda.
Follow me.
Stand with Minister of Defense Force. Quinsky Blackhand says, LOL. Prince Head Hydraul says, save the boss. Any log rocks? Future.
https://twitch.tv/j.
Permission for everyone to follow. Jaden Burns says, Jaden Burn Enfield, Hero for Red Black Twitch. Strumbly Deathwing says, to win Alterac Valley. Strumbly Deathwing says, Team 1, tank out, cap North Towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, Team 2, back cap relief hut take South Towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, regroup and take Dreg.
Quest accepted. Truth of the Dark Irons.
Strumbly Deathwing says, to lose Alterac Valley. Strumbly Deathwing says, make sure the Horde get all 4 towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, always fight on the bridge. Strumbly Deathwing says, die over and over again. Strumbly Deathwing says, do not help take any GY or tower.
Notify system has been enabled.
Jaden Burns says, save Belinda. I stand with Belinda Stoneheart Defense Force. Strumbly Deathwing says, to win Alterac Valley. Strumbly Deathwing says, Team 1, tank out, cap North Towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, Team 2, back cap relief hut take South Towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, regroup and take Dreg.
Daniel Wormers Support has joined the battle. Daniel Wormers Support has joined the instance group. Ender and Dragonblight has joined the battle. Ender and Dragonblight has joined the battle.
Strumbly Deathwing says, to lose Alterac Valley. Strumbly Deathwing says, make sure the Horde get all 4 towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, always fight on the bridge. Strumbly Deathwing says, die over and over again. Strumbly Deathwing says, do not help take any GY or tower. Daniel Wormers Support says, you again. You receive currency, Onyx 20. Jaden Burns says, save Belinda. I stand with Belinda Stoneheart Defense Force. Harold yells, the Alliance has taken the Iron Deep Mine. Its supplies will now be used for reinforcements. Eve Siler says, I want to win and get these weeklies done too. Strumbly Deathwing says, to lose Alterac Valley. Strumbly Deathwing says, make sure the Horde get all 4 towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, always fight on the bridge. Strumbly Deathwing says, die over and over again. Strumbly Deathwing says,
too far
do not help take
away.
any GY or tower. Daniel Wormers Court says, 2 options for winning, rush to the bottom and do not stop for Snowfall or the Captain, or fight the Horde to keep them from reaching the top in their own rush. Harold yells, the Stoneheart bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. Strumbly Deathwing says, no. Strumbly Deathwing says, to win Alterac Valley. Strumbly Deathwing says, Team 1, tank out, cap North Towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, Team 2, back cap relief hut take South Towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, regroup and take Dreg. Daniel Wormers Court says, also this warrior is going to yell all match. You receive currency, Onyx 22.
Albi Sargeras has left the battle. Albi Sargeras has left the instance group.
Harold yells, the Stoneheart Graveyard is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will capture it. Harold yells, the Horde has taken the Cold Tooth Mine. Its supplies will now be used for reinforcements. Harold yells, the Frostwolf Graveyard is under attack. If left unchecked, the Alliance will capture it. Snowy Fire Dreamer says, back capture. Harold yells, Ice Blood Tower
I
is under
can't
attack.
attack
If left
I
unchecked,
can't
the
attack
Alliance will
that
destroy it.
target.
You receive currency. Harold yells, Tower Point is under attack. If left unchecked, the Alliance will destroy it.
Mono Emerald Dream has left the battle. Mono Emerald Dream has left the instance group.
Harold yells, the Ice Wing bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. Strumbly Deathwing says, headed to RH. Harold yells, the Ice Blood Graveyard is under attack. If left unchecked, the Alliance will capture it. Jadine Burns says, Belinda is still safe. You receive currency, Onyx 22. Herald yells, the West Crosswalk Tower is under attack. If left unchecked, the Alliance will destroy it. Herald yells, Tower point was taken by the Horde. Herald yells, the Stonehearth Graveyard was taken by the Alliance. Herald yells, the East Frostwolf Tower is under attack. If left unchecked, the Alliance will destroy it. Captain
Slay them
time to
all!
attack. For the Horde. Herald yells, the Iceblood Graveyard was taken by the Horde. Herald yells, the Dunbar South Bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. Herald yells, the Frostwolf Relief Hut is under attack. If left unchecked, the Alliance will capture it. You receive currency, Onyx 22. Herald yells, the Snowfall Graveyard was taken by the Horde.
Attack!
Captain Melinda Stonehearth yells, take heart, Alliance. Throw these villains from Alterac Valley. Herald yells,
Hello.
Iceblood Tower was taken by the Horde. Herald yells, the Stonehearth Graveyard is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will capture it. Stonehearth War Master yells, for the Horde. Herald yells, the Stonehearth Bunker was destroyed by the Horde.
You are now busy. https://twitch.tv/jadn.
Jadine Burn says, Jade and Burn and Herald yells, the Dunbaldar North Bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. Strongly Deathwing says, to lose Alterac Valley. Strongly Deathwing says, make sure the Horde get all 4 towers. Strongly Deathwing says, always fight on the bridge. Strongly Deathwing says, die over and over again. Strongly Deathwing says, do not help take any GY or tower. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, armor scraps 25. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 9. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, Tear Stained Handkerchief. You receive currency, Onyx 22. Herald yells, the Icewing Bunker was taken by the Alliance. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Herald yells, the Dunbaldar South Bunker was taken by the Alliance. Herald yells, the Frostwolf Graveyard was taken by the Alliance. Herald yells, the Dunbaldar North Bunker was taken by the Alliance. Herald yells, the Stonehearth Graveyard was taken by the Alliance. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Herald yells, the Stonehearth Graveyard is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will capture it. You receive currency, Onyx 22. Yanifa Frostmourne receives loot, Frostwolf Lieutenant's Medal 6. Yanifa Frostmourne receives loot, armor scraps 40. Yanifa Frostmourne receives loot, Tear Stained Handkerchief. Herald yells, the Stonehearth Graveyard was taken by the Alliance. Drekthar yells, Stormpipe Hill. In my keep. Slay them all. Herald yells, the Alliance has taken Cold Tooth Mine. Its supplies will now be used for reinforcements. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Drekthar yells, you seek to draw the general of the Frostwolf Legion out from his fortress? Preposterous. You receive currency, Onyx 22. Herald yells, the Stonehearth Graveyard is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will capture it. Frostwolf Marshal yells, reporting for duty. Herald yells, the West Frostwolf Tower was destroyed by the Alliance. You receive currency, Onyx 45. Drekthar yells, Stormpike Filth. In my keep. Slay them all. Drekthar yells, you seek to draw the general of the Frostwolf Legion out from his fortress? Preposterous. Herald yells, you receive currency, Onyx 40. Baromura says, if you kill all of the lieutenants on the way down, does that leave Drek all alone in his keep? Herald yells, the Ice-Wing bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Jadine Burns says, save Belinda. I stand with Belinda Stonehearth Defense Force. And Wilson Stormridge says, warrior. You receive currency, Onyx 1.
Shambali Keelrogue has joined the battle. Shambali Keelrogue has joined the instance group.
You receive currency, Onyx 1. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 5. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, armor scraps 25. Herald yells, the Frostwolf relief hut was taken by the Alliance. Shambali Keelrogue says, IBGY first, then wipe them at SH. You receive currency, Onyx 22. You receive currency, Onyx 1. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, armor scraps 23. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 8. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, broken IWIN button. Zerali says, yes. Herald yells, the Ice-Wing bunker was taken by the Alliance. Zerali Listeranaz receives loot, Storm Crystals 10. Zerali Listeranaz receives loot, armor scraps 30. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Zerali Listeranaz receives loot, Frostwolf Lieutenant's Medals 9.
Break their
Zerali Listeranaz receives
bones.
loot, document from Boomstick Imports. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Shambali Keelrogue says, it back VDME sorry. Herald yells, the Horde has taken the Iron Deep Mine. Its supplies will now be used for reinforcements. Herald yells, the Stonehearth Graveyard was taken by the Alliance. You receive currency, Onyx 2. You receive currency, Onyx 4. Shambali Keelrogue says, Alliance really thinks it can outsert Horde. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Argentus Dalaran receives loot, Wispy Tail Hair. Argentus Dalaran receives loot, Alterac Ramhide. Captain Galvangar yells, now is the time to attack. For the Horde. Shambali Keelrogue says, every game. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Strumbly Deathwing says, we need the 2 North Towers. You receive currency, Onyx 23. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Naivos receives loot, Frostwolf Lieutenant's Medals 9. Andoran Dragonblight receives loot, Armor Scraps 18. Naivos receives loot, Storm Crystals 13. Andoran Dragonblight receives loot, Frostwolf Lieutenant's Medals 10. Naivos receives loot, Armor Scraps 22. Andoran Dragonblight receives loot, document from Boomstick Imports. Strumbly Deathwing says, 5E Tower. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Strumbly Deathwing says, Nectar. Dirty Martin Highjaw receives loot, Frostwolf Lieutenant's Medals 6. Dirty Martin Highjaw receives loot, Armor Scraps 32. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, Armor Scraps 18.
To battle!
Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 10. Crimson Head Highjaw receives loot, broken IWIN button. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Strumbly Deathwing says, just run. Persephone Windrunner receives loot, Armor Scraps 28. Persephone Windrunner receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 5. Herald yells, the Alliance has taken the Iron Deep Mine. Its supplies will now be used for reinforcements. Persephone Windrunner receives loot, Tear-Stained Handkerchief. Herald yells, the Dunbaldar South bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Strumbly Deathwing says, the South GY are taken. You receive currency, Onyx 2. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Captain Belinda Stoneheart yells, take heart, Alliance. Throw these villains from Alterac Valley. You receive currency, Onyx 22. Dirty Martin Highjaw receives loot, Storm Crystals 10. Dirty Martin Highjaw receives loot, Armor Scraps 26. Dirty Martin Highjaw receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 6. Dirty Martin Highjaw receives loot, Tear-Stained Handkerchief. Avialary receives loot, Armor Scraps 34. Avialary receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 7. Avialary receives loot, Tear-Stained Handkerchief. Shambali Keelrogue says, IBGY. You receive currency, Onyx 1. Argentus Dalaran receives loot, broken IWIN button. Argentus Dalaran receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 6. Argentus Dalaran receives loot, Armor Scraps 18. Herald yells, the Ice-Wing bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. Herald yells, the Dunbaldar North bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. Strumbly Deathwing says, there are so many of you up there. Drekthar yells, Stormpike filth. In my keep. Slay them all. Drekthar yells, you seek to draw the general of the Frostwolf Legion out from his fortress? Preposterous. Strumbly Deathwing says, they took that tower. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Herald yells, the Frostwolf Graveyard is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will capture it. Strumbly Deathwing says, Icewind bunker. Herald yells, the Horde has taken the Cold Tooth Mine. Its supplies will now be used for reinforcements. You receive currency, Onyx 4. Strumbly Deathwing says, to lose Alterac Valley. Strumbly Deathwing says, make sure the Horde get all 4 towers. Strumbly Deathwing says, always fight on the bridge. Strumbly Deathwing says, die over and over again. Strumbly Deathwing says, do not help take any GY or tower. Drekthar yells, Stormpike filth. In my keep. Slay them all. Drekthar yells, you seek to draw the general of the Frostwolf Legion out from his fortress? Preposterous.
Our Rock Smunk has died.
You receive currency, Onyx 22. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Jadine Burns says, save Belinda. I stand with Belinda Stonehearth Defense Force. Herald yells, the Ice-Wing bunker was taken by the Alliance.
You are now busy. Howdy. I'm live on Twitch. https://twitch.tv/jadnburn.
Jadine Burns says, Jade and Burn and Guild, e-girl for rent live Twitch and YT. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Drekthar yells, Stormpike filth. In my keep. Slay them all. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Drekthar yells, you seek to draw the general of the Frostwolf Legion out from his fortress? Preposterous. You receive currency, Onyx 2. You receive currency, Onyx 2. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Cave Stalnerub says, can we get some health at the enemy base please? Cave Stalnerub says, so we can win. You receive currency, Onyx 2. You receive currency, Onyx 22. You receive currency, Onyx 1.
The alert's attempt to share quest armor scraps failed. You are already on that quest.
Herald yells, the Dunbaldar South bunker was taken by the Alliance. You receive currency, Onyx 2. Drekthar yells, Stormpike filth. In my keep. Slay them all. You receive currency, Onyx 3. Shambali Keelrobe receives loot. Crystals 12. Shambali Keelrobe receives loot, armor scraps 25. Shambali Keelrobe receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 9. Shambali Keelrobe receives loot, tear-stained handkerchief. Drekthar yells, you seek to draw the general of the Frostwolf Legion out from his fortress? Preposterous. Enderin Dragonblight receives loot, Storm Crystals 9. Enderin Dragonblight receives loot, armor scraps 36. Enderin Dragonblight receives loot, Frostwolf Soldiers Medals 9. Enderin Dragonblight receives loot, document from Boomstick Imports. You receive currency, Onyx 3. And Wilson Stormridge receives loot, armor scraps 34. And Wilson Stormridge receives loot, Frostwolf Lieutenant's Medals 10. And Wilson Stormridge receives loot, tear-stained handkerchief. Argentus Dalaran receives loot, armor scraps 32. Argentus Dalaran receives loot, Frostwolf Commander's Medals 10. Herald yells, the Dunbaldar North bunker was taken by the Alliance. Drekthar yells, Stormpike filth. In my keep. Slay them all. You receive currency, Onyx 3. You receive currency, Onyx 22. Enderin Dragonblight receives loot, Frostwolf Commander's Medals 7. Enderin Dragonblight receives loot, armor scraps 33. Enderin Dragonblight receives loot, Nat Pickle's Guide to Extreme England. Drekthar yells, you seek to draw the general of the Frostwolf Legion out from his fortress? Preposterous. Herald yells, the Dunbaldar South bunker is under attack. If left unchecked, the Horde will destroy it. Herald yells, the Frostwolf graveyard was taken by the Alliance. Stormbly Deathwing says, Drek now? Stormbly Deathwing says, or no. Herald yells, the Dunbaldar South bunker was taken by the Alliance. You receive currency, Onyx 3. Drekthar yells, Stormpike filth. In my keep.